today's maintenance day. I was working on that brake pedal. I felt like I didn't have as much brake pedal as I should have, so I checked the fluid, and the fluid in the front reservoir, it's a dual reservoir GM style master cylinder, was low. And so I came under here looking for a leak, and I found this. Now this has been wet with brake fluid, but also this is the spot where that I've got a line lock, a hydraulic line lock that I disconnected and reconnected 2 or 3 times. And I believe what I probably did is when I disconnected and reconnected that, I leaked a little. And I may not have gone back and checked and refilled my front reservoir. And that might be why that was low. So, because I don't see anything wet here. I see where it was wet or has been wet. But I believe where it has been wet was where I actually changed that line lock a couple of times, disconnected it, moved it, reconnected it. I don't see any drippage or any wet spot here. So I think we're okay. Now I have been seeing a leak at my rear end. Not my rear end, but the car's rear end. And it's leaking here. And basically this probably has a bad front seal. That's fixable. But there's a couple of ways to fix it. One is to get this up on a lift where you can get a wrench on this for the long handle, because you have to get a lot of torque on the nut that's on the end of this shaft. And another thing I could do, I've been kicking around the idea of, this is an old Ford 9-inch rear end, and I always thought it'd be fun to drag race with it, and I thought it'd be fun to convert this to a positive traction. What I might do is combine a rear end redo. It's not leaking at any of these places, it's literally just leaking right up in here, which is not unusual. That happens. But what I may do is pop the chunk out, pull the axles, pop the chunk out. And I thought about welding the gears, but I don't know, a lot of people are okay with that. I'm not sure if I am or not. I've always been a little hesitant about doing that. But anyway, I do have a leak here. It's something I want to keep an eye on, and it's something I want to make sure that I keep fluid in until I address that. But I think my original concern when I came under here, which was my brake, is probably okay. And what I'll do is I'll just drive it and keep an eye on it. Now I did see a couple of drops way up there. I've got a gas line that crosses behind the bell housing, but I also at one time had some oil leakage up on top of the engine, and that could be left over from when the oil was running down the back of that, so that may be okay. You can even see a little wet spot on the floor underneath on the lift there, but I'm thinking that could have been, like I say, from that. So I think the only real oil leak problem I have here is right here. I've been thinking, there was a time when I started building this car when I was going to Z the frame, I was going to drop the frame, and I didn't do that. And I was looking at a Roadster that I saw for sale where they had done that, and you know, it gives you a lot more, it puts you down lower in the car and gives you more leg room and stuff. I don't think I'm ever going to do that with this car. I've got it set up the way it is. It would involve changing all this pedal setup and probably moving my pedals, mounting them on the firewall. I don't want to do that. I am pretty happy with the car the way it is. I do watch for rattles, because when you hit a bump in the road you get a rattle, and I've got this metal thing right here, and some of the screws that come out of this is stainless steel, and it was making a racket every time I go over a bump, and I've got that solved. So I can see where I've got a hump that I built up here, and it's just basically laying in place, and I can see where it could be hitting up there around the back of the battery box where it comes down through, so that could be one of my rattles too, that I might want to address that, put some rubber behind it or attach that down or something. But all in all, I'm really happy with this car. I've had a few situations where I've drug it down really low and probably drug the exhaust pipes on the trailer and stuff like that, but nothing has come loose, so I feel like it's been really good. So I'm gonna get out from under here and yeah, well, I'm not even gonna. I had thought about doing a lot of different things to this frame over the years, but I think for right now I'm not gonna do anything or change anything. I think it's good enough. I like it. I think it's good enough, and we'll go with that. And if anybody don't like that, you can write a letter to the president, because he's concerned about your concerns, and if you're concerned about anything that has to do with my hot rod build, I'm pretty sure that he would call me and tell me if he was worried about anything that I was doing here on your behalf. So, like I say, if y'all want to do that, y'all go right ahead. I'm sure that he's probably sitting by his phone right now just waiting for your phone call, so don't hesitate. He's a nice feller. I've been fishing with him before, and also I can vouch for him. Okay? Y'all have a nice day. Goodbye.